Have you ever felt confused about the relationships that seem close to you? Are there any hidden jealousy and calculations in them? Have you ever felt that you are being psychologically manipulated by others? Or do you not really understand yourself and the nature of those around you? Today, you and I will come together to the world of The Laws of Human Nature, a book that helps you see through the hidden motives behind human behavior, control emotions, and master relationships in life. I think it is really useful and will change your life if you understand it clearly. Let's get started. Robert Greene is a master of the art of power and human psychology. He is the author of famous books such as The 48 Laws of Power or The Art of Seduction. With decades of research on history, psychology, and strategy, Greene has summarized the immutable principles of how people behave. The book, published in 2018, marks a major step forward in Greene's career. No longer focusing solely on power and tactics like previous works, this book delves into the deeper nature of human nature. It explains why we behave the way we do and how to leverage these insights to improve emotional intelligence, build strong relationships, and become stronger versions of ourselves. In life, we often think of ourselves as rational, free to make decisions, and in control of our fate. But the truth is, we are governed by emotions, prejudices, and the invisible laws of human nature. After watching this video, you will: first, understand the hidden motives in your mind and others. Second, detect and stay away from toxic people. Third, control your emotions, become a sharp thinker. And finally, build lasting relationships and achieve success in work and life. Let's go to part 1. The law of irrationalism. People are not as rational as you think. Do you believe that you make decisions based on reason? The truth is that most of us act based on emotions, then find reasons to justify our decisions. If you have ever participated in the financial market, you will surely remember the financial crisis in 2008. At that time, the stock market plummeted. Millions of investors around the world fell into a state of panic and decided to sell their stocks. But in that situation, there was still one person who went against the majority, and until now, we all think that person was really rational. Yes, that is Warren Buffett. He did not sell, but kept buying, and after a short time when the market recovered, he became one of the richest people ever. When you are about to enter a fashion store and intend to buy a bag you saw the day before, but you happen to see it on display in another luxury store, and underneath the product it says it is a limited edition but it costs twice as much as the bag you're going to buy, which bag will you choose? Most of the time, I believe that the majority will choose to buy the more expensive bag because their emotions will be stimulated by the exclusivity and high-end image, not because of its actual quality. So never make an important decision when you are too happy, too sad, or too angry. Always ask yourself, am I being influenced by emotions before acting? And try to observe other people's decisions, because most of them are also influenced by emotions like you. Part 2. The Law of Ego. Everyone is narcissistic, more or less. Are you really living for yourself? Or are you living for others to admire you? In 2017, a famous Instagram influencer posted about her lavish lifestyle, traveling the world, partying lavishly. But a few months later, she went bankrupt. It turned out that everything she showed was an illusion. She was overspending just to maintain her perfect image on social media. There is a famous psychological study. When people are asked to choose between making $50,000 but more than their neighbors, or making $100,000 but less than their neighbors, most choose the former option. This shows that we don't just want to be rich, we want to be richer than others. If you want to be a truly respected person, focus on your true worth, not your image. Don't take compliments or attention from others too seriously. It will only make you vulnerable to manipulation. Observe who in your life is dangerously narcissistic so you don't get taken advantage of. 3. The law of roles. Everyone wears a mask. Have you ever felt that someone is not completely genuine? Let me tell you a story from history. King Louis XIV of France loved to be flattered. Therefore, everyone in the palace showed absolute loyalty. But when he died, those who used to worship him turned to criticize. In fact, their loyalty was just a mask. Have you ever seen a person who, when he first started working in a company, would always be friendly with everyone, but then suddenly they were quickly promoted? It may not be because of talent, but because they knew how to hide their ambition with a perfect mask. So don't be too quick to believe what others show. Pay attention to the uncovered moments, the contemptuous curls of the lips, the fleeting glances of jealousy. To judge a person, don't just listen to what they say, but look at their long-term actions. Part 4. The Law of Desire. People always want what they don't have. Do you remember the story of Steve Jobs? When Apple launched the first iPhone, instead of immediately releasing all the best technology, they intentionally limited some features, making users wait for the next version. And the result? Every time it was launched, millions of people were willing to line up just to have the newest. In love, the more distant one person appears, the more the other person wants to pursue. It seems that elusiveness increases their value in the eyes of the other person. If you don't believe me, try applying it to your lover. If you want to create attraction, don't appear too easy to get. Create mystery and challenge. If you want to sell, create scarcity or exclusivity. This will stimulate their desire to buy. Finally, I want to tell you, this life is actually like a chess game. Do you want to be one step ahead, or will you always be manipulated by others? Do you want to see through other people's motives, or will they take advantage of your trust? Do you want to master your emotions, thoughts, and actions, or will your instincts control your life? Perhaps all the answers are within you. After reading the book, The Laws of Human Nature, I believe it will be a map to help you navigate your worldview wisely. The author of the book has helped us understand that we are not as rational as we think. Emotions, instincts, and prejudices influence every decision. Not everyone is a friend, and not everyone is honest. Observe more closely, especially those who appear too nice. If you let anger, jealousy, or fear control you, you will easily be led into making wrong decisions. Know how to arouse desire, maintain mystery, and learn to communicate to win people's hearts. And finally, live intentionally. Don't let your life be swept away by the flow. Have a long-term vision, know what you want, and act strategically. What Robert Greene wants us to aim for is, understanding human nature is not to manipulate others, but to protect yourself and live a stronger life. Instead of being controlled by emotions, you will be the one to control your emotions. Instead of being led by others, you will know how to lead yourself. Instead of being caught up in illusions, you will see clearly what is really important. Because when you understand people, you will master the game. Imagine a year from now. Who would you be if you started applying these rules today? Would you like to continue being passive in life, or become the one who controls your own destiny? If you find this video useful, please like and share. Subscribe to not miss the next book summary, strategic thinking, and personal development videos. Comment below. Which rule in this book do you like the most? I would love to know what you think. Let's turn knowledge into action. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.